Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Now, the coronavirus pandemic has hit the world economy like a ton of bricks, with several businesses downsizing or outrightly folding up. Well, one company using the problem as a stepping stone to grow its business is Plentywaka, an innovative e-hailing bus company that has launched Logistics by Plentywaka to tackle the issues of logistics in Lagos, with a business-to-consumer same-day delivery service. Well, joining us now to speak on how to find opportunities in a crisis and its new venture is the Managing Director of Plentywaka, Johnny Ena. Welcome to the show, Johnny Ena. Interesting business you have here. Give us some more insight as to how, you were able to fully go operational, especially within the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Beginning so much traction. In 6 months, we've been able to move about 100,000 riders on our platform, and on daily basis, we've also been moving 2,000 riders on the platform. While we were prepping to hit another milestone of 500,000, the lockdown came, and at that point, everything were all grounded, and we have to suspend our operations. Straight up, as a business, we needed to think outside the box and see how we can do things differently, because at that point, the revenue stopped coming in, and that wasn't favorable to us as a business. And in thinking differently what we need to do next, we started moving at that point with the first lockdown. We started moving essential workers and also essential goods and services. At that point when we were doing that, rendering those services, that was when we saw the opportunities and we felt, okay, this is one space we needed to go in, and we took it up and started moving more goods and services more efficiently and effectively from one place to another.
So in terms of this new logistics side to Plentywaka, if we look ahead to the future, how does it fit into Plentywaka's business model? Because I know first and foremost you are a technology-driven transportation solutions company. Will you be investing? Will you
platform that? Move commuters from one place to another. However, COVID-19 has also made us as a business to start thinking differently, and with the whole crisis going on right now, we have to think differently as a business, because the truth about what is happening right now, the spirit of innovation is actually going to drive the survival of every businesses you see today. So as Plentywaka right now, we have decided not just the logistics alone, we want to also come up with other programs, other products that we also need to be unveiling from time to time, because we don't want to get to a position or to the point whereby as a business we'll be totally grounded with our operations that will stop revenue from coming in, so that whenever a pandemic like this results or suffices in the near future, as a business, we'll keep on running our business. And so that's where we want to stand today. And that is why what has given birth to the logistics platform. And so other opportunities are also going to be coming from time to time.
Interesting. Now, transportation is something that is extremely essential, especially right now with the COVID-19 pandemic. Everybody needs to stay safe. And with the population of people within Lagos, it might be hard to keep track of how everyone is keeping safe exactly, wearing the masks, ensuring that their hands are sanitized. So with your platform, how exactly have you been able to fix this and ensure that adequate measures are being followed?
So it hasn't been easy, because before pre-COVID we were moving full capacity, and tractions were actually building, and there comes the in all our buses. At that point, we have to ensure that instead of moving 12 riders on board, we're now moving 8 riders on board, whereby we were maintaining social distances, and thereby using hand sanitizers and using temperature checkers on the buses. And there comes the second lockdown, the ease of lockdown. And we needed to increase our vehicle capacity to 80%. But what was most paramount for us as a business is ensuring that even before the initial ease of lockdown sufficed, we actually fumigated all our vehicles, and we also disinfected all our vehicles. And this is ongoing. For every trip completed, when we have personnel who are in place to now clean those vehicles, clean the seats, and make sure those the seats and the handles are well disinfected. So this is what we are doing, and most importantly for us as a business, before you even have access to the Plentywaka platform, you must adhere to the government directives of, one, putting on your face mask before you join our buses, and also using your hand sanitizers, and we also use the temperature checker to ensure that we actually curb the spread of the virus itself.
You know, Johnny, you and I spoke a few months ago. Yeah. You were in the studio with us, yeah. And that's no longer the case now. You're in our newsroom while we speak to you from our studio here. So when we're in the business of transporting people and definitely going out onto the streets, as you mentioned in your earlier question there is now a need to make sure that your passengers are safe. You're not taking as many passengers as you usually would, definitely not putting buses to capacity. Does that mean that there's now going to be higher costs associated with those changes? And if so, are those costs trickling down to the customer? And if they are, how does that affect the positioning of Plentywaka as an affordable form of using technology to solve problems?
So for us as a business, and because of the rules we have put in place to use this system, a lot of riders now gravitate towards using the platform because they knew that the platform is actually safer for them right now at this point in time. However, the business side of it, we understand the fact that running at low capacity is not really sustaining the business in terms of the revenues we are, what's it called, that is coming in currently, because moving from 100% capacity to 60%, definitely at some point we have to increase our passes, our fares slightly by 25%. And again, when the second lockdown came, ease of lockdown came into place, where we have to now increase our capacity by to 80%. At that point, we also need to step down our prices. But again, as a transportation company, using technology to power transportation generally, it's not like we're really making the profit right now. But one, the safety of our riders is most paramount to us at this point in time. While we ensure that that is in place, we are getting also more, while we adhere to all the guidelines of the rules of wearing the face mask and all that, we are getting more traction also. So where we are doing 10 trips, we're even doing more right now because we have a lot of people who are now more confident to now start using the platform. And that is really good news for us because that is also spiking the numbers also for us. But again, it's a point where we know that it will get to a point whereby where this whole pandemic will be over, and then the new normal will come, like everybody's talk about today, and things will go back to the normal mode, and we can now run our businesses normally like that.
Well, we definitely look forward to that new normal. We do, and hopefully technology in transportation becomes normal as well.
Exactly.
Beyond the private sector, but the public sector as well embraces this as a means of making lives easier for every single Nigerian. Thank you so much for joining us on the morning show, Mr. Johnny, and the Managing Director of Plentywaka.
Well, it is time now for a short break, and when we come back...